With me because okay, it says we're live.
Yeah.
Hello, guys. It is the Man United True Fan channel. I may have already got that wrong. It is the first show. It's going to be discussing the Sheriff game. Welcome, Ola from the United family. Welcome, Ola.
Yeah. Nice to be here.
Oh, thank you for joining me.
Yeah,
Um,
always.
so what? I mean, I watched the game and I thought we played reasonably well. I thought people were being a bit harsh, saying that United should win because it was Sheriff. I mean, yeah, we should
Yeah.
have won, but they did beat Real Madrid last year, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been so bad if we struggled. But I don't think we struggled. What
Yeah.
did you think of the performance, etc.?
I think like you said, people think it's Sheriff and you have to win, but Sheriff played decent. They were not they really posed a threat. They didn't have a couple of a lot of chances, but they like physically they were very strong. Like just tackles upon tackles and just trying to create things. But I felt like our quality got us the goals at the end of the day. And the second half was much better because we dominated the game better in the second half. In the first half, Sheriff were trying to create chances. They were putting pressure on our defense. And like Sheriff is not, they are a pretty decent team. Fine, we know we are levels when it comes to United. We
Yeah,
should be winning games like this, which is normal. But games like this same Sheriff team won against Real Madrid last season at Santiago Bernabeu. So it shows that they have players that can win when and that can play football. So getting the win today, 2-0, really comfortable. We didn't really have a lot of we created chances. We got the
yes,
goal, Sancho and Cristiano from the penalty. In the second half, we should have created more and gotten more goals. We're a little bit sloppy, slow on the ball. But I just feel we do it like I always say, football is a resource business. You get the win, you get the 3 points, then you build off that momentum. And it's just unfortunate that we don't have a league game this weekend that's been
yeah.
postponed. So we have just built on that and gotten another result. But it's like overall it was a good performance. 2-0 win, 3 points in the bag, and we just have to keep going from there.
Yeah, I mean, I admit it's a bit of a pain that we haven't got a game this weekend.
Yeah,
Not just because how can I put it? It obviously hinder our a good. Well, I wouldn't say good run because we did lose last week, but in the league, I mean, don't think anyone else has won the last four league games. I don't
yeah,
think anyway, not off the top of my head. So technically, we are the most informed team in the league. Some people
yeah,
may argue, and some people may say, "Well, it's only four games. Why don't you include the all six?" I'm
yeah,
including the last four, so don't like it. Oh well, but it's also a bit of a pain because of who we were playing, and I fucking hate Leeds. The complete scum. I can't stand them.
yeah,
So it was a good. I mean, the only good thing that actually is in England the game wasn't even on TV, which for me was crazy. I'm like, how can you not put Man United and Leeds United on one of the biggest rivals in football?
yeah,
So I would have either had to find the link or not watch it. So I'm hoping maybe when it gets rearranged that it will be
yeah.
put
It's
on
on
TV.
TV. Yeah,
So there is bonuses as well. But yeah, it would have been nice just to smash the sheep shagging pricks
yeah.
because can't stand them. I mean, they gave us Cantona, they gave us Ferdinand Smith, but um, they were, in my opinion, they're nobodies. They're on the same level as like your Spurs and your West Ham, and they're just
Mm.
so far down. And if we want to be technical, Spurs won a league title '61, Leeds won it in '92. So
Yeah.
who's big?
What I would say about this United team and like like a lot of people question Ten Hag after the first two games, which I understand where they were coming from because he tried to play out from the back. He tried to I the gaming channel welcome. He tried to do like his normal playing style with uh Ajax, play out from the back, fluid football. but he had Maguire, and you know how bad Maguire has been for us in the last couple of
Yeah.
seasons. But he wanted to trust in him. He wanted to give him that platform to see if he will perform. But in those first 2 games, it was shambolic. Like in the second game, mistake from David De Gea, and from that game, he saw that David De Gea couldn't play out from the back, so he had to switch it up. End the next game, and he got the 4 results, the 4 wins out of 4. So, like as a coach, that's what we need. We want you to understand the game and make the changes, which he did. He started Varane and Martinez and Malacia Gallo, the back 4. They studied the game. They won. They won 4 games in a row, and we could even see it in the game against Real Sociedad. He changed the back 4 and everything went AWOL. And at the end of the day, we ended up losing that game. So I think with Ten Hag, it's a work in progress, and that's why I don't want anyone to get carried away, because we have to build the team little by little, and we have to take a game at a time. 4 games in a row. With our next game, we'll take it. If we win, we build up that momentum and keep going. And we also need to focus on the Europa League, because I think that's another route for us getting into the Champions League, because the league might be hard, but we can win the Europa League. And we've shown this. We've won the Europa League before. We can do it again. So we just have to take it a game at a time. No pressure, because I think we all want to put that pressure on ourselves that we are Manchester United. Yes, we are we are the biggest team in England. Fine, yes. But there's a difference to having history and the recent football we are seeing. So we've had a very bad. The last 10 years has been really bad for us, and I think now we are beginning to see the progression. We want to have a better team. We want to build a good team, and for us to do that, it takes time. It doesn't happen in 2-3 months. We still have a couple of transfer windows to come, bring in a lot more players, ship out some players, and build the team properly. And I think we can, and we'll get there. I believe in Ten Hag. I trust in the process, and I think he's the right manager for us to take us to that next level.
Yeah, I agree. Hello to the gaming channel. Also, hello to Red Devil Outlaw. He's one of my good friends from America.
Because
I've said it on other streams, and you know what's coming. I think that United can win the league. I mean, I may have said that we will win the league. That's my confidence. But the thing is, our next league game is 2 to 3 weeks away, and if we win that, are people still going to laugh when I say we're going to win the league? Because our next league game is away at Manchester City. So if we go to the Empty Head or the Wastelands, whatever you want to call it, and we win and we beat City, are people still going to say you've got no hope of winning the league? If we go to City and we do them over and we keep Haaland quiet and he doesn't score and we win, we beat City consistently. Solskjaer had a brilliant record against Pep. It was only in his last game when Pep beat us that he actually, I think they finished on 2 draws and 6 wins each, or five wins each. But overall, Pep never had the advantage over Solskjaer. And if you're going on manager, Pep was better. The team, City, was better. So you can technically say that Solskjaer had the advantage over Pep, even though the record's exactly the same. But
in games like in games like City, Liverpool, Arsenal game, I think I don't really think form is important. Form goes out the window because the players step up for that game. Especially games against City, we have to get those results either at the Etihad or at Old Trafford. We want to get the results, and I think with this our team, like you said, if we win the next game, then that's 5 wins out of 5. And even now it's 4 wins out of 4. And even the rival fans are surprised. The rival fans, they are shocked. They are like, how did we recover from losing our first 2 games to winning 4 games in a row? So that's what a level of performance and level of results can take. So that's why I understand where you're coming from. Okay, we might win the league, fine. But I think we just need to get it one game at a time, because if we get the next win, that's 5. We get the next win, that's 6. We can't keep winning to the end of the season, but we get a couple of draws. But the performances keep going, and I think it can only get better. It keeps improving because the players get to understand themselves better. They tend to play more fluid football, and we enjoy the football more. Because I think in these last 4 games, apart from the Arsenal game, which the counter attack was really good, we got the goals. I think Against Southampton, we struggled, but we got the win. Against Leicester, we went on our best game, but we won. So we've not really had a proper 90 minutes fluid performance that we were like, okay, this is flawless. We dominated the game. So we've just been trying to grind out the results. Yeah, apart from Liverpool, yes, Liverpool game, we dominated. But so I think the results are coming, but the performances too needs to improve. So performances coupled with the results, then from there we can take it and just build that momentum. And see, in the Premier League, anything can happen, and that's one thing that I want everyone should know. Even the rival fans, you have to be aware. Like we might be the underdog, we might not be in the conversation, and at the end of the season, we end up second, we end up third, or even maybe win the league. But this is the Premier League, and we have to be ready for any challenge that's coming our way.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy. It's crazy that I'm thinking that we're going to win the league, but this is the confidence that I've seen in the last four league games. We're actually one of the things that I said I wanted to see this season, and it was I said winning trophies was on back burner. I wanted to see United play as a team because that's something that we have missed for the last couple of years, especially last season. But we're playing as a team, especially after these 4 games, and it's shown that Erik ten Hag isn't afraid to drop players. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're Maguire, Ronaldo, whatever. So, and he's got the best out of Rashford. I think Sancho is getting better. I said earlier today that I agreed with Sancho not going to the England squad. And I stand by it, even though he scored today.
It needs more time with the coach, and it needs more training so he can get to understand. I think even same with Anthony today. A lot of people were listening to Anthony that I didn't have a very good game, but it did bits, and you could see like in the first half we were struggling to get like attacking wise, we were trying to create chances, but he was able to come into the middle, lay the pass to Ronaldo. The chance he gave to Sancho that was cleared off the line, that was a pass of Anthony. It created beats, but because of the 5-star, we don't want to see him dribbling and taking on all the players, but that can happen every time. We have to look at his overall involvement in the game, which today, even he was helping the defense. That's one thing I love about Anthony. He keeps running, helping the defense and attacking wise, trying to create, and that's what we need. We as fans, we shouldn't put too much pressure on these players. We have to give them the time to go. And we can see the team is bonding, the performances are coming. You can see the full team. If Rashford loses the ball, Sancho is trying to win it back. Malacia, Dalot, Martinez, Varane, they are complementing each other. And that's what we've lost in the past couple of years. We've not seen these players playing together, playing as a team, which we are seeing now. And it can only get better because if you are building a team, it keeps improving. It takes time, and that's one thing we all should know. It should take time. It can't just happen in the blink of an eye. But we are seeing the progress, and that's the most important thing for me this season. I don't care if we don't win anything, but we have to see that progress, which we are seeing already. And I think before the end of the season, it will be on another level. And with the January transfer window coming in, if we get a couple of players in, then I think we will see a better Manchester United before the end of the season.
I agree. Red Devil Outlaws just put Martial will create a selection issue when healthy. So let's say everybody's fit and we're playing Man City. Who would you play like your front three?
I'll play because I know City will dominate the ball more. I will play Rashford, Martial, and Anthony. I will leave Sancho out because I think Sancho is not the fastest of player. But with Martial, I think that 9 spot is mainly for Martial. Like he's begging for Martial to come back and go into, because Martial it links the play better than even Rashford. We saw in the Arsenal game, Martial scored 2 goals, but he didn't have like a flawless performance. Like he was struggling to link up the play in the first half a little. But when Ronaldo came in, he got the space he needed. And he took the opportunity, getting the counter attack and the goals.
Yeah, he sort of drifted out to the left. Yeah, I've always said he's better on the left, but I don't mind playing him.
So I don't mind playing him up front, but I think he's better on the left with his pace and cutting in, taking the shots and all. But I think Martial is the main guy for that. That's why I hope Martial can stay fit this season and show the Premier League what he can offer, because he's very good with linking up the play, holding up the ball, like it's one touch passing, very good, and he's also good in front of goal. So that's what that's Ten Hag's style. That's the attacker he needs in his team. And I think if Martial comes back, we get a better team performance with Martial playing up front.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. That would be my front three, but I mean, it's crazy that if we play Martial, Rashford, Anthony, we've got Ronaldo and Sancho on the bench, and it's what we sort of need. We didn't really have it last season. I know Rashford was. I know. I mean, it was Elanga a lot starting, and we had Rashford coming off the bench, but he wasn't in form. But it sort of brings me back to the '99 team where it was York and Cole, and if needed be, you had Sheringham and Solskjaer that could come off the bench. This is sort of what we need now. We need players that can come off the bench and change the game, because nobody's going to have a great game every single week. They're either going to burn out. And even about, like, say, Ronaldo and Sancho on the bench, they could come in for Rashford, Anthony, give them a rest, and it could work really, really well. I do sort of like the idea of Sancho, Rashford, Martial, and Anthony starting. I mean, the only way it could happen, but we probably have to change formation and probably play two midfielders, probably McTominay and Eriksen or Bruno.
Yeah, I think Sancho can play in it. Should be able to play in a number 10 role. So I think that will create it's technically gifted. So players like that should be able to play in number 10 role. But I think with Ten Hag style, we need someone like Bruno playing in that middle, because we need his aggressive. The way he plays, he gingers the team, and Sancho is more laid back. He just wants to hold the ball, dribble the player. He's not really that ginger to take on the player and use his pace, use his energy. So I don't really see that. It might work in some games, maybe when you're playing against like the lower teams in the table. You can always explore.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see say Anthony on the right, Sancho on the left, and Rashford and Martial up top.
That could work also.
4-2-4. I think that'd be quite lethal. But the one problem I do have with Rashford and Martial playing as a striker is they're so used to playing on the wings that they do drift off sometimes onto the wing, and I do think that shouldn't do. So I'd be happy playing just three of them and having two of them on the bench, because we've got 5 subs this season. 2 of those subs could be really, really lethal, and then it leaves 3 more. I mean, Red Devil Outlaw again. Thanks for your comment. How do you see Casemiro coming along? I mean, me personally, McTominay for me has been one of our best players this season.
I agree.
I'm not saying he's our best, but it's because for me to say who our best player is, I couldn't, which is quite bad, because the past few seasons I've been like, that player's best, that player's the best. And this season we've got 8, 9, 10 players that could be our class as our best player.
Yeah, true.
How do I see? I don't know. He will get game time, but if McTominay's carrying on playing fantastic, why drop him? Rest him.
With Casemiro, I think fine. He's a very good player, former Real Madrid player, won 5 Champions League and all. But I think I have to put this blame on the Glazers, John Murtough, the people that got this deal done, because I think we all knew the first choice. We all knew who Ten Hag wanted, which was Frenkie de Jong. And since they couldn't get Frenkie de Jong, they tried getting Adrien Rabiot, but the salary valuation was too much and they could not, and they had to go all out to get Casemiro. Because Casemiro is more of a defensive midfielder. He's not someone that can really progress the ball the way a Frankie de Jong would. And we know in a tenor style, you need someone that can really progress the ball and move the ball forward. So if you don't have that, you just have to settle for Casemiro. So that's why, because if it was Frankie de Jong, I assure you he's coming straight into the first team. And we saw that with Anthony. Anthony came in and he got straight into the game, into the first team for the Arsenal game. Whereas other players had to come in, they had to train, even the Cristiano could not get to the team because he missed preseason. So, yes. And Anthony was just coming off an injury for Ajax. He could not even play in preseason for Ajax. So it shows that Ten Hag, the type of players he wants, if he has them, they are coming straight to his team. But Casemiro is not really the type of player he wants. Fine, Casemiro can do a job, but McTominay is doing more of what Eric Ten Hag wants than Casemiro. You can see he's progressing the ball better. His football IQ is improving. He doesn't just hit the ball anyhow. He tries to calm the ball down. His passing is getting better. He's moving the ball better. He's defending better, and that's what we've always asked of McTominay. But we have not seen him do it consistently, which he's beginning to do now. And if he can keep doing that, I think it will leave Casemiro out of the team. But the good thing with that is we have a lot of games. There's the FA Cup coming up. There's the Carabao Cup. There's the Europa League like we saw today. So there's still a lot of games for Casemiro to play. And if you need him to come on in the second half, he can always come on and do a job. And age is not really on his side, so we don't need to play him too much so he won't get injured and get issues. So I feel this team we are building, every player, all the players we have, they help each other, they complement each other. Today, Luke Shaw came in. He did a job for the last 15 to 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's what you can get. So you don't need every player playing too much, because we saw that on that only likes of Rashford, Martial, they were playing all the games, even when they were injured. Bruno. Mm-hmm. So we needed that squad depth, and we have it now, and I think it can only work to our advantage right now.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, I mean, it's crazy to think that you could bring Ronaldo, Casemiro, Sancho off the bench, and still have two subs left. It's crazy. People say that we don't have a good squad, and all I've got to say is if you leave them 3 world-class players on the bench, if we haven't got a good squad, then you're deluded. I really do. But going away from obviously this game, I'm gonna because obviously we met each other a couple of weeks ago and we haven't really spoken. So I'm gonna ask you, how did you get being a United fan, and like who was your first hero and stuff like that?
Because I'm pretty young, like I say, you are way older than me, so I just loved the team. I had an uncle who used to support United, so you always take me to watch games, United game, and then I fell in love with the club. Like that's of Ronaldo, Ryan Giggs, Carlos Tevez, and I would say my first real experience as a United fan that I really enjoyed was the Champions League 2008, the win against Chelsea, because that was like the real experience. What I experienced being a fan, because like when it comes to the Champions League and the finals in like United, Chelsea, they have like one of the biggest fan base in Nigeria. So once it comes to them playing together, you have everyone was buzzing. You can see people everyone buying jerseys, just buzzing for the game, and that was like the feeling of winning that game was like one of the best feelings ever. I might not be at the stadium, but it was basically as if I was at the stadium, because the love, the fun enjoyment. Like after the game, we couldn't even sleep. The enjoyment was just all through the second day, the third day. So that feeling of, yes, we won the Champions League, and you won against Chelsea, who is like a rival to us. So that feeling was mad. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, like I would say Cristiano Ronaldo was like the player I really enjoyed watching. Although there were lots, like I personally, I rate Ryan Giggs very highly, because I think he was very underrated because of the players that were playing in his era were very good. He had a lot of good players playing in his era, so most people were not able to single him out like for what he did with that team. But he did a fantastic job with the United team when he was playing. That's of Paul Scholes. Like we had players that were ready to die for the team, that were ready to that played for the badge. Regardless, they were not able to make a lot of money, but they showed that belief in this team, the confidence. Even in the dying minutes, we get like 95th minute win, 90th minute winner. Like we showing we could achieve anything with togetherness. We're building a team. Like football is a team sport, it's not an individual sport, but you need to have good individual players, but they all have to play as a team. So I enjoyed that. So I would say from then on, I I I loved the team more because then I was able to enjoy the game. Unlike before that, I just go and sit down, just watching, shouting when we score. I was able to enjoy the game better. But unfortunately for me, it went downhill very early because after Ferguson retired, then everything went. So I've not been really I was not able to really enjoy being a United fan for so long because the period I started enjoying the games, then the team started going down. But hopefully now we can build that team back and get to enjoy and get that feeling back.
Yeah. I mean, I was born in Manchester. I was a Red from as soon as I come out. 8th of March 1987. I've always said it. People laugh at me saying, "How can you be born a United Red?" My mum was a United fan. My dad is a City fan. I came out in the hospital room, red horns, red tail, singing. I'd rather shag a bucket with a big hole in it than be a City fan. That's how I came out. That's how I was born. And I was hooked. I was a United fan from birth. There's no two. If I ever have kids, they're United fans. If they come up to me one day and say I'm a Liverpool fan, then they're going up for adoption. People actually think I joke when I say that. If my kid came up to me and said, "Daddy, I'm going to support Liverpool," I'd be like, "Right, you're going up for adoption." And people think I'm joking, but I'm not. I'd give him a week to change his mind. Yeah, and then I got my first United kit about 92, 93, Eric Cantona on the back. Beautiful one. I mean, people look at the stats from Cantona and they think 85 goals or something for us, and he wasn't good enough for. If you hadn't seen him play, you can't really comment. He was a phenomenal player for me. He was my hero. I loved him. And 4 out of 5 leagues title seasons. He would have won 5 if he didn't kick that fan. But for me, he did things on the pitch that no player could. And there's always I'm gonna ask you this actually. I know obviously you've supported United since 2008, but I will respect you.
I've been supporting United way before then, but I was able to enjoy being a fan from then. Yeah.
In your opinion, you don't have to say in which order, but in your opinion, who are United's best 3 number 7s? As in for what they did for the club, nobody else. So only for what they did for United.
I would say Cantona definitely. I wouldn't say I didn't watch Cantona play because I'm really young, but just from the little clips I've seen of him and how passionate he was when United shed, putting it it's all in just to make sure the team performs. And sometimes it comes off a little bit too much with the kick of the fan and all. But it just shows how passionate he is, and he wants the team to always perform, and he always wants to get the goals, help the team everywhere he can. I would say David Beckham. Yeah. I love Beckham. I watch a bit of Beckham. I love Beckham. His crossing, his free kicks, like there were levels. Like when a player specializes in something and he does it very well, then it shows that he's putting in a lot of work in training to make sure he gets to a particular level. And I would say Cristiano Ronaldo definitely, because he's one of the players I've loved. Even when he was at Real Madrid, I followed him. I made sure I watched Real Madrid's game, and like it did United proud. At the end of the day, you might say he scored a lot of the goals in Madrid and he won a lot in Madrid, but like the pride that it came from United, we nurtured him, and he got to that level, and that's why I don't want to. I don't like the fact that people slander Ronaldo right now. I understand he's not at that level again. Age is setting. He's not delivering the way he used to, which is normal. When you get older, you drop, like your ability drops. For a player like Ronaldo still playing, a lot of players don't play up until 38 years again. Most of them, they play 30, 34, highest 35, but he's still playing today. Just a few, maybe a player like Zlatan, that, that's another level of fitness they have. But Ronaldo is like one of the best players United had. Fine, yeah, he achieved a lot outside United, but what he achieved with United, also winning the world best at that time, like that was very fantastic. Like that was brilliant, and he made us enjoy football. We get off the edge of our seat. His dribbles, his technique, his free kicks, his goals, crucial goals when we needed them. That was fantastic. So I'll say my three is Eric Cantona, David Beckham, and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay. I'm just gonna. This is my Arsenal friend. He's saying second best Frenchman to ever play in the Premier League. He's just trying to rile me up. He's probably sat at home laughing. He thinks Thierry Henry. I say Cantona. We always have this debate. I like Thierry Henry, but in my eyes, Cantona was.
Yeah.
So, and my American friend has put Cantona best Ronaldo.
George Best. Yeah.
So I'm going to say that my three is different to both of yours. Cantona all day long. He's number one. Cantona, me, number one. And then, in my opinion, the best ever footballer ever. Even though he's not my number one, in my opinion, he's the best ever footballer ever, and that is George Best. He comes in at number two. Number three, I would have to say Brian Robson, Captain Marvel. He had his injuries. He could have been a much better player.
Better.
But I mean, Beckham's up there, Ronaldo's up there. I do think you can't not knock them. But I mean, we've had some great number sevens.
Number sevens, yeah.
But for me, Cantona best and Robson for me. I really do think that. I mean, excuse me. For me, Ronaldo had a couple of seasons where he was good, but he wasn't great. And I know he was young.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
He spoiled himself quite a lot by throwing himself to the floor. And I just feel, for me, he had a few good seasons with us, but for what Beckham, well, even I would actually put Beckham fourth ahead of Ronaldo. But for me, what Cantona, Best, and Robson did, that was more for United than what Ronaldo did, in my opinion. Because yes, Ronaldo's got 42 goals in one season. I do agree. That is fantastic. But for me, overall, he's probably the fifth best number seven for me. The Gaming Channel says, my dad will say Best because he witnessed Best play when he was young, and of course he was adored. Yeah, George Best, fantastic football. Fantastic football. It was just a shame what happened off the pitch, but it was the 60s. It happened, unfortunately. Anthony, check your message. I've sent you the link. Gaming Channel, I might have you on soon. All right. But yeah, for me, I mean, watching Cantona growing up, it was like watching God. I mean, for me, I saw him live. When he did the kung fu kick, people criticised him. I praised him. I was 8. I was 8. So yeah, you could say I didn't see. I didn't really understand it. I mean, him kicking a fan, but for me, what he did was, in my eyes, fantastic, and I agree with exactly what he says. When anyone ever mentions it to him, they say, "Do you ever regret it?" And he says, "The only thing I regret is I didn't kick him hard enough." I'm just adding Tony now. Hello, Tony. How you doing, mate?
Hey, hello there, David.
Hello,
The
mate.
station is up and running. I'm
Yeah,
so happy, man. Congrats, brother.
yeah.
I know this is the first time of your show. I know it's the first day. I just wanted to, just come and have a little bit of a nickel with you here because
Ah,
it's
that's
your
fine, mate.
first show. It's great. It's great to be here, and because you've been part of my show too, and you've been part of the growth. So that's why I'm here to, show some love. It's
Yeah,
Manchester all the way.
yes, yeah. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
you're going to say Thierry Henry's better than Cantona, but yeah,
Of course, you already know I have that bias. Come on,
yeah.
man. He's
I
won the
know.
World Cup.
Yeah,
Cantona hasn't.
Cantona won five. Cantona won 4 Premier League titles. Henry didn't.
Well, okay.
Yep.
Thierry Henry, got the Champions League from Spain. I don't think Cantona, had the
Yeah.
Champions
Who
League
did he? Who did he
away
beat in
from
the final?
England.
Who did he beat in the final?
Well, I wouldn't say anything. This is a Manchester United station. I just want to, keep my cool and just see you guys just, drag it along. Thank you, Red Devil Outlaw. Thank you. Let the chat keep going. Please,
Yeah.
guys, like, subscribe, and share this channel. It's
Yeah,
new.
very
It's
important.
new. Like, subscribe, share. Hola,
Yeah.
what's up, man? How is the whole feel? How's the whole Red
Yeah, it's
Devil feel?
going. Yeah. We are just going. We are giving them both past history and recent football. We've spoken about today's game, 2-0 win, fantastic.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
we just need to keep getting the results, which is the most important thing. And so far we are. So I don't care what anyone wants to say, and I hope Brentford wins against Arsenal this weekend, so we can get a cool Tony next week.
Um, uh, See,
Anthony.
David,
Yeah.
David, you just got a win, a 2-0 win. How did that match end? It was a 2-0, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
Europa League, right?
Hmm.
How does that win show the range in which Manchester United have gotten? Because mind you, you lost against Real Sociedad, bouncing back today. How do you see that? Do you think that form will creep into the Premiership again?
Um, if we were playing Leeds on Sunday, then yes, but we ain't got a game now for 2 to 3 weeks. We've got international break.
Uh, yeah.
Anything can happen in international break. If all the players come back fit, we'll probably have Martial back. We'll probably have Rashford back. But I'm gonna ask you a question now, Anthony, as a neutral. On your channel, I've said quite a few times that United are going to win the Premier League, or we've got a
Yeah.
good chance. And some people have thought I'm a joke. That's fine. That's their opinion. But when will
Ola
people?
doesn't agree with you.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. But I'm going to ask you, when will people start listening to me? I mean, what happens if we come back after the international break and win our next game? Are people going to start listening then to me about winning the league? Because our next league game is against Manchester City. So if we go to Eastland, whenever it is, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we beat Manchester City, are people actually going to start listening to me about Man United actually winning the league, or are they still going to laugh at me?
See, David, you know what? I will still lay claim to that scenario that you guys are still in that rebuilding phase. I agree with Ola when he
Yeah,
says that you guys are in that rebuilding phase. I totally understand that. And of course, with you guys bringing in Anthony for 85 million pounds, he's a new guy. Casemiro, he's a new guy. Ronaldo, you guys are still trying to find the best formation for him, where he should play and how he should play. So I really think that this thing takes time. That's
yeah,
just the only way that I'm seeing you guys are not really going to win the title this season. And again, you guys got turned over by Brentford and Brighton. That wasn't a good look. Uh, you
no,
know, uh, but I still do recognize the dangers that Manchester United poses this season, because even if you guys are not the finished product, Ola understands that. Even if you guys are not the finished product, but you guys are churning out wins that are necessary. And
yeah,
man, it doesn't matter how you win the games.
no,
If you win the games through breakouts, through a more defensive position, it doesn't matter. Just grind out the wins. Manchester United is grinding out those wins. It's all a party.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I agree. It is a push for United to win the league. But I mean, if we go to Eastlands and win, are people are certain people. I'm not gonna mention names, but are people actually gonna sit up and actually take note that we've beaten
Uh,
Liverpool, Arsenal, City,
But David,
and
I think if we win against City, like if we win our next 2 games or our next 3 games, I think people will start getting they'll start having a feeling that maybe we are coming in as an underdog and we might end up like being a shock to a lot of other teams in the league. So that's why I say for now, don't get ahead of ourselves. Let's just keep taking it one game at a time. But if we
yeah,
go to City, we win. We go to the next game, we win. That's 6 games in a row. And 6 games in a row, then you can't tell me we are just here to joke or we are just coming here to get 6 or 7s. And we as fans, we don't. Me as a fan, I don't want to get ahead of myself. But at the same time, I would love us to be challenging for the title. I would love us to finish second. I would love us to win the league if possible. So if it gets to a stage that we keep getting the result, then I will see where David is coming from. I understand he is confident. I am not that confident yet, but my confidence will grow if the results keep coming in for us and we keep getting the result the way we did in the last 4 games. So that's just what is important for now.
Mhm. Anthony, what did you have to say to that comment? What Red Devil Out just said?
Well, there's one he laid out just before that last one. I'm even more interested in that one.
The
David, could you?
mid-table,
Yeah, he said,
yeah,
if those mid-table teams that we may struggle with, we are still not world class at breaking teams down, but we have an elite counter attack. Well, if you know, Red Devil Outlaw, if you know that you do have an elite counter attack, then why don't you just get behind that team and say that you're going to achieve something this season? Because see, it's not just about you guys having an elite counter attack. You guys now have a gaffer in the mode of Ten Hag. Personally, I didn't really rate him before he came, but when he got into that Liverpool game, when he got into that Liverpool game, it just showed me a different side and a different idea of what energy Ten Hag will be bringing into the Premiership this season. For me, it's not just okay when a coach comes into a new league and then you just start winning all the whole games all of a sudden, and you
mhm,
don't really know what happens when you start losing the games
yeah,
because the energy you get to the most plainer way for you to get to understand how a coach sets up and organizes himself and he will be a success. It's not in him winning games all of a sudden, it's in him getting those losses, taking them under the chin, and growing up from those losses. So for me, Ten Hag, from that Brighton game, Ola, you can even attest to that. Him losing those games, coming back, bouncing back against Liverpool, that's something huge. Something
yeah,
huge. And mind you, you guys have two good runners in Sancho. And right now, you have Anthony. These are speedy guys. Rashford, speedy guys. Your
Martial,
counter attack has never been better.
yeah, yeah.
Take
I
that
mean,
to the bank anywhere.
yeah, I agree. And the other thing that we've got to look at is we lost our first 2 games and we had Liverpool. We came back to beat Liverpool. Yes, what's going to happen now when this run ends in the league? We don't know. Will we bounce back? I would probably say yes. We probably would. I mean, losing your first 2 games, getting absolutely destroyed by them, and then um, coming playing Liverpool. I don't care if it was a poor Liverpool side or not. We destroyed them. So I'm I'm not that worried about losing a game and then not finding the momentum back. Um, obviously, I don't want us to lose. But I think the thing is, we got destroyed by Brighton, we got destroyed by Brentford. But one's fourth in the league, one's eighth, so they're not that bad. Um, and the thing is, we've gone on, we've won 4 league games in a row against Liverpool and Arsenal. which can't be sniffed at. We've played the big teams. It maybe is the middle class teams like Spurs, Brighton, Brentford, West Ham that we need to concentrate on, because beating those small clubs is because the small clubs play completely. They park the bus, and that's one problem. What we need to we can't counter attack. Arsenal and Liverpool, they played absolutely fantastic attacking football. Well, I wouldn't say fantastic, but they played attacking football, so it was easier for us to destroy them. Whereas teams like Tottenham, West Ham, Leicester, Leeds, they'll park the bus, and we'll have to deal with that. But I'm just gonna before Red Devil Outlaw, he's going for his dinner. It's called tea, but don't worry, because it's breakfast, dinner, and tea. He wants everyone's top 4 predictions. Mine's not changed. Man United first, Arsenal second, City third, and I don't care about fourth. Ola, what about you?
I'll go with I'll go with City first, because I just think Haaland is Haalanding right now, and he's just getting the goals. So I'll go with City first. I think if Arsenal keep up with their performance, they can get second. And I think Liverpool will surely bounce back at some point, get a couple of results. So Liverpool might get third. And if United continue where they are going, getting results steady, just like as the game comes, I think we can sneak the 4th position, and the rest, I don't care how it goes.
What about you, Anthony?
You know what? See, to be very sincere with you guys, this season it's going to be tough. I'm shocked that people haven't really seen this. It's going to be a very, very tight season. Liverpool is still going to come back. City, it's so very safe to say that, and very lazy for people to keep saying City, 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 City. When City went to Newcastle, we saw what happened. When they face tough people, they balk at it. I still believe that this season Manchester United would beat Manchester City. Forget what Haaland is doing in the league right now. I genuinely think that Manchester United will face Manchester City head on and actually beat them. Because
in 3 weeks' time?
Yeah, I really think so. That's a big prediction, but I really think so. So this season, man, I will just leave that first. I won't go there, but it's in between Liverpool and Manchester City, because I still believe Liverpool will still come back, in some capacity. I think Arsenal will come second. I really see Manchester United coming. I see Manchester United coming third.
Okay.
This season. I genuinely see that. Yeah. And my fourth.
David, don't believe Anthony. He's trying to play into our hands. So at the end of the day, if we don't get third, it will be the one on our necks. I'm suspecting Anthony on this one.
Hey, Anthony's a football fan. Anthony, you'll enjoy this friend. He's an Arsenal fan.
Goza, are you an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, I know. He's a sad man. Europa League predictions, bearing in mind some of the teams that could drop out of the Champions League. Yeah. I've said it time and time again. The final will be Man United versus Arsenal. I've said it, and United will win. I've said.
I think I will go for United winning the Europa League more than even getting top 4 in the league.
But you guys couldn't beat Real Sociedad. You guys couldn't beat Real Sociedad.
I just have the feeling.
Today you guys just had a little bit of a nickel with Sherrif. Come on, Ola.
Anthony, it's not about. It's not okay. Fine, we might not win against Sociedad, but we can still end up winning that group and qualifying into the next round. So it's just about qualifying out of this group into the next round and keep going. And we have won the Europa League before. So it's not as if this is our first time of coming into this competition. So we are not afraid of going all out to win it. Exactly. I think that's our best route to the Champions League. Left for me. I don't think top 4 is
okay, finish. Yeah, finish. No, you were saying
go on. Yeah, I think. Okay, I think getting top four through the Europa League is more like it's what I would go for more than even with getting it through the league because we have a lot of games. We'll still lose a couple of games. That's just the way the league is, and some teams starting slow, but they will end up improving. Like that's of West Ham, they started season really poor, but they will end up improving and getting the results against a couple of these big teams and all. So I think the Europa League is the best bet to get into the Champions League. But I think it's good to have two, to either getting top four or winning the Europa League. But I think we can win the Europa League this season.
Ola and David, I genuinely think that Ten Hag is really looking at the Premiership, is really focusing on the Premiership. That's what my mind tells me. I really feel like he's not really looking at that European League, with all his mind in it.
Yeah.
I really think he's
Yeah,
going for
sure.
that Premiership. And see,
Yeah, sure.
I don't want us to feel some type of way, but I genuinely think that Manchester United have a chance, a crack at challenging for this title this season. See, let's for David. You're a good brother to me. You come to my show. Ola also is also with me most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't want you or your fans to ever think that Manchester United this season is not good enough to challenge for that title this season. I know it's a young team. You guys are trying to make that rebuild, but mind you guys have winners in your team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
sure.
yeah.
You have winners in your team and your bench, it's key. It's key. Even Arsenal, to be very sincere, I'm an Arsenal fan, true and true. But Arsenal doesn't even have the kind of bench you people have. If you look at my bench,
Exactly what I was
and
saying earlier
we
on.
have Nketiah down in our bench. We have a Pablo Vieira in our bench. But when
Sambi
we look
Lokonga.
Sambi Lokonga in our bench, I'm not
Du,
slagging
du,
my own team.
du, Zambia Lakonga.
I'm not slagging my team. In a Red Devil podcast. Obviously, my friend David, you and Ola, but still, we need to recognize that Manchester United this season have squad in depth.
It's what
You
we were
have a
saying earlier
Ronaldo
on.
sitting on that bench. You have a
Casemiro.
four-time Champions League winner, Casemiro, sitting on that bench. Even Fred is even coming on the bench. Even Ola even attests to the fact that McTominay has somehow grown a pair, and he's actually a marshal on that your
Yeah.
midfield. You have to agree with that, and you also have to agree with that. Eriksen is one of your best players in that midfield.
Yeah.
I'm ready for anyone to challenge me, but I really do think that Manchester
No,
United have
sure.
an
You're
enviable
right.
team this season.
No, you spot it on. It's like we were saying earlier on. If we play our preferred three, which is Rashford, Martial, Anthony up front, we've got Martial on the bench, we've got Ronaldo on the bench, we've got Casemiro on the bench. There's three subs that can come off the bench and change any game, and then you've still got two subs left.
Yeah.
You made a good point. I do think I'm staying by it. I think United first, Arsenal second, City third, and I don't care about fourth. Liverpool, Chelsea, West Ham, Brighton, anyone but anyone.
To be very sincere, I don't even really see Chelsea even coming fifth. Ola, what do you think?
Yeah, see, the thing with Chelsea
don't see-
is, but people don't see Chelsea really going like through a rebuild, but I think they are going through a serious rebuild because they are bringing in a new manager in Graham Potter, who is bringing in like a different style to what Chelsea plays. A possession, like he's bringing in possession-based football. He's bringing in like a more attacking approach. I think it will take time, so they'll still lose a couple of games. We could see that against Salzburg yesterday. They got the draw, but they didn't really have a convincing performance. I think their players are lacking confidence. Because I watched that game and I was like, a couple of times they should be taking, like shooting, taking some shots, like making like decisive decisions. They were having issues with making their decisions. So the coach, he has a lot to do in building this team, and I think it will take time. So they're also going through a rebuild. United are going through a rebuild. So, but I think our rebuild is kind of good because we know we have players that can always grind out results for us and get the wins going, even if the performances are not on the level we want them to be. We can still get the results, and that's why I kind of argue with where David is coming from on winning the league or challenging for. I would say more of challenging for the title than winning the league, because winning the league is like going
Exactly. I'm
kind
with
of way
challenging
too much
too.
for
Yeah,
me. I'll
exactly.
go.
Exactly.
I can go with challenging for the title instead. But I think Chelsea they have a lot coming their way.
Yeah. I've added the gaming channel. Can you hear me, guy? Can you hear me, mate?
He has muted his mic. Unmute your mic, the gaming channel.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
The gaming channel.
Yeah. You need to turn your mic on, mate.
I think I think you should be able to unmute him, David.
Yeah,
David, I think maybe you have to unmute him from your end.
Yeah, I can see it, and I mean, look, it just won't let me. No, just muted you.
Okay.
There we go. He must have. I know he was having connection problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
He must have issues.
But yeah, I mean, nobody can really say what's going to go on this season. We've got this stupid international break now, which is useless. We don't have a game this weekend. We've got the World Cup, and technically it could benefit City because Haaland won't be going to the World Cup. So that's a massive bonus. He won't get injured unless he gets injured putting up his Christmas tree and I don't know, he falls off and the star falls on his head. We can only wish. But I sort of feel that players can go to World Cup. They could do what Rashford did at the Euros. Come back. Something could affect him at the World Cup. He could come back and he could do a Rashford, which affects him for the rest of the season, or he could do a Saka who benefited from it. I wouldn't say benefited, but he used it as a motivation and was one of the best players last season for Arsenal, maybe even in the league. Or it could be like David Beckham. But the thing is, those three, Beckham, Saka, Rashford, they did it in the summer. They came back pre-season, friendlies, they kicked on. You've got maybe, I think, 2 weeks, if that, after the World Cup final, the first set of games. So I don't know. It's going to be crazy. Gaming channel, can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you.
Perfect,
Hey,
mate.
the gaming channel. You're welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice to see you, man.
Yeah, nice to see you as well.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of the game tonight, then?
I didn't really watch it. All I knew is that we won. We won. I'm happy we won.
That's the most important thing, getting the 3 points. So
yeah, 3 points is important.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, I really do think the gaming channel. Thanks for coming up to the stream. I really do think that it's more about grinding in the wind. Ola always say this most of the time when it comes to my podcast. He always says it all the time. It's more about grinding in the wind. I really think that Manchester. Exactly, and it's very, very key. Because even David would tell you the same thing. I need to win either the European League or the Premiership, and this is because you need those 3 points. You need to grab them while they're on offer. I still believe that your game against Real Sociedad was a little bit of a blip. But still, you guys will come back. You'll top that group. In the second leg, you'll turn Real Sociedad over. When your big talent, are being placed in that field, you guys will turn them over. You will come first. But it's a little bit overblown if you say that Manchester United will win the Europa League. Because mind you, just like this comment said here from Goza, you still need to put in context people that are going to drop from the Champions League directly down to the European League. David, what do you think? Ola, what do you think? The gaming channel, what do you think?
Well, in the obviously comparing to obviously who's going to drop into the Europa League. I mean, while I'm just seeing,
one of them.
I mean, Dortmund. Yeah, I mean, I'll just reply to Gozza's message there about
Gozza,
yeah.
you the man.
He
Gozza, I
thinks
like you already, bro. I like you, man.
it's Arsenal. What you expect? They're deluded.
I love
But
you,
yeah,
Gozza.
I hear
but
plenty
yeah.
of Arsenal fans at my school
I
all
mean,
saying, "Oh, we're going to win everything." You know, it's getting on my
he's
nerves.
probably referring to either when we lost to Villarreal, or he's probably even going back as far back as the 2005 FA Cup final. But yeah, going in, yeah, where we dominated for 2 hours and they got lucky. So going into the groups, Napoli, Liverpool, Ajax, Rangers. If I'm technically termed, I don't really want any of them in the Europa League. I think it'll be Napoli and Ajax going through, and I think Rangers will finish third. Liverpool
Liverpool.
Yes, Liverpool
Are you
finish
sure?
bottom. Group
I
B,
think
you've
Liverpool
got
go through. Well, with Napoli. Napoli will go out.
Liverpool will finish bottom. Then you've got
MUFC Oliver, you're welcome to the show. We love you here on the show, brother. Please click like, subscribe to the show, show support, and share. Please do that for us. Like,
So I mean, you've
and share, please.
I mean,
I
you've
didn't watch
Club
the game,
Brugge.
but I'm guessing Ronaldo. Man of the match.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Club Brugge, who's actually top after 2 games, and then Leverkusen, Atletico Madrid, Porto. I wouldn't want Atletico Madrid. I'd have Leverkusen, Porto, and then you've got Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Victoria Pleasant. You're probably going to say Bayern, Barcelona, or Inter Milan are going to drop into the Europa League, and I wouldn't want either of them. Then here, Group D, Sporting, Spurs, Frankfurt, Marseille. Well, it's going to be Sporting and Frankfurt for the top 2. Marseille will finish third, and Tottenham will finish bottom. So we won't have to worry about that group. Milan, Zagreb, Salzburg, Chelsea. Chelsea's finishing bottom.
David hates Tottenham like me. Man, David, man. It seems like you're my twin brother, lost in an skin. You know, I don't know what to do without you.
But David,
I mean, look at Group H. Yeah, I mean, look at Group H at the moment. You've got PSG and Benfica on 6 points, and Juventus and Maccabi Haifa on 0. And I wouldn't want
Juventus will go through.
David, when it comes to the issue of these teams dropping into the Europa League, yeah, I know we can have like a lot of good teams dropping into the Europa League. Talking about like Inter Milan, the likes of even maybe Chelsea if they bottle it. But I just feel the Europa League is a very hard job because playing on Thursdays and Sundays is not easy. And a lot of these teams are used to playing Wednesdays and maybe Saturdays or Sundays. And in the Europa League, you travel to ridiculous countries. You go to Azerbaijan, like travels that are very ethic and it tells on the fitness of the players. So that's why even these bigger teams, if they drop into the Europa League, I don't think they can really challenge or go far to that level of winning it. Most of them end up dropping off really early because the challenge is much. You have to play a lot of games. You have to play every Thursday. You have to play Sundays. So the pressure and the fitness of the players will tell. And it might either affect their league form or affect the Europa League form. So that's why I don't really think they will pose a greater challenge to us in the course of winning the Europa League. But I don't think they can sustain going that far in the Europa League, even these bigger teams, and we might be able to get the wins over them. We've seen Insta. We won the Europa League and we played against like some good teams. It seems we played Ajax in the final.
Yeah.
And Ajax were a very good team. They had Donny van der Beek. They had a lot of good players that time, but we ended up winning because like the levels and playing in that. You know, if it gets to the quarterfinal, semi-final of this tournament, you don't really get to talk about form or anything.
I mean, we've been in it 3 times. Been in it 3 times, and we made the semi-final, runners up, and the final.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who comes in.
It shows. It doesn't matter.
Still got to say United have got one of the favourites. But obviously, Anthony, you can't really answer this question. But Ola, who do you think was man of the match tonight?
Tonight was I would say Martinez. I just love Martinez. I love the way he defends, the confidence, the way he moves the ball. Like I know Eriksen has had a very good impact on our team, same with Malacia, but I think Martinez is someone that we don't really talk about. We talk about him, but I think his impact on that team is very, very powerful. And for him to come into that team and drop, like, take Maguire out of the team immediately, like we always talk about players coming into the Premier League and taking time to adapt. He came into the Premier League and started into that defense shit. And questions of his height, like he's just showing why he is Martinez, and he has doing a great job both in the league and now again in the Europa League. So I think Martinez had a very good game today, and I will give him my man of the match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
even okay.
I was on. Sorry, mate. I was on Anthony's channel for the second half, so I was obviously fighting with a deluded
DG
Spurs fan.
Spores.
Yeah.
Love them all me. Thank you, David. Thank you, David.
I've never seen
So-
him. I need to get on your channel when he's on
And
there.
I so I can't really. I mean, there was a couple of standouts. I thought Martinez, Sancho, I thought did reasonably well. Ericsson again.
Ericsson,
To me, to me tonight, I don't think one person stood out. I think it was more of a team effort.
A team
I have
performance.
seen quite a lot of people saying Ronaldo, and what I saw of him, I just don't agree. But I think it's just
I don't really think Ronaldo.
It's
Ronaldo.
Maguire.
The gaming channel.
Maguire.
The gaming channel. Who is your man of the match for this game today?
But you didn't watch it, so
I know. I was just about to
Oh,
say.
you didn't even watch it, but just.
I was at football training, but I'm gonna go with Ronaldo. Just scoring a goal, why not?
No. But I have a question on Ronaldo, and I think some United fans think we hate Ronaldo. I don't hate Ronaldo. It's our legend, one of the best players to ever play for us. But I think you could see why the manager is not starting him in the Premier League in these Europa League games, because he's not at the level he used to be, and there is no use overworking him and putting him in those teams where he can't really get the impact of Cristiano. Today's game, like he had a lot of misplaced passes. He was not able to like link up the play better. He was making like some bad decisions when he wants to pass the ball and all. No offense to Ronaldo, but I think age is beginning to set in, and he needs to play fewer games. He can't keep playing a lot of games, and that's why I think if Martial is back fit, Martial and Rashford will play more of the games, and Ronaldo will have to come in the second half and play some more games in the Europa League, maybe the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup. But I don't think we need to keep playing him because he can't give us that level of performance we need again.
His body's
it's old. So it's just the age and the body. Like it starts to
really sad to say because he used to have bursting pace when he was down the wing.
Actually, Ola, the gaming channel. You guys are a little bit humble with the with the criticism on Cristiano Ronaldo. But I want to really say here that if you check on Twitter and you check on Instagram, the kind of disrespect, I'm sorry, but the kind of disrespect Ronaldo, a club legend, is getting in your team right now, it's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. That kind of disgraceful kind of talk about him. You are putting him down. And I know I'm not a Manchester United fan, but the way that everyone is slagging him in that team, I don't like it, man. He deserves a lot more respect than that. And again, I'll go back to what Ola, to the man of the match, in which David asked Ola, and I clearly agree with Ola. An attestation to the fact is that Maguire came in the 89th minute to replace who? Guess who, guys?
Who? I don't know.
Guess who, David?
Sorry, what was your question?
I said Maguire came in the 89th minute of your match against Sherrif to replace someone. Who do you think that person is?
I was probably having a go at DJ Spurs at that point. But
it was Martinez.
It was Martinez. That shows you the importance of Martinez. He shouldn't be injured. So I agree with Ola. Martinez, from those first two games it had in Brighton and Brentford.
See you later, Goza.
Big up, Goza.
Big up, Goza. Like, subscribe, please.
And I agree with you, Anthony. I just think. See, I said it on Anthony's channel a couple of times that I think at some point Maguire will be on the bench because a lot of the fans were thinking Ten Hag won't be able to bench him, but it took balls and it took and that's what we need from managers. We as fans, we watch football games and we see mistakes, we see what's going on, but sometimes these coaches don't take the decision. But with Ten Hag, it just shows that he is really watching the game. He's really doing his job as a manager and seeing what's going on the pitch. And immediately he made those changes of Maguire and Shaw, bringing in Malacia and Martinez. You saw the transformation in the team immediately, which was very important and very instrumental in we getting those 4 wins out of 4 in the league. So that's what I'm with the Ronaldo slander. I think we have a lot of fans and we have the modern day fans. Like I would say I'm more of a modern day fan because I'm young, but I just think there's some fans that just want the performance now. They don't care of what you've done in the past. They don't care if you were a legend and if you were a year before, they want you to perform now. And once you don't perform now, they slander you. And that's where the issue is coming with some of the fans that want Ronaldo out. And some of the fans, they didn't want Ronaldo to come back in the first place. Really. Because they knew age will catch up with him. And the Premier League is getting tougher every season. And that's why I don't blame Ronaldo. And that's why I think the manager can manage him better. And I love what the manager is doing with him now, making sure he doesn't play a lot of games and a lot of minutes. So when he's coming in, he can come in fresh and get a couple of goals and just keep getting the performances, but not overworking him or playing him too much so he won't get injured or get issues. Yeah.
He is old, but you don't want to get him injured. Keep him fit.
The gaming channel and Red Devil, David. I want you guys to look at this dynamics, please, because I'm in your channel and I need you guys to answer this. Can you see? I'm just looking at the changes in which Manchester United made throughout the game against Sherrif. I want you guys to tell me, don't you think you have literally one of the best squad depths in the Premiership? Look, in the 17th minute. In the 17th minute. In the 46th minute, McTominay was substituted for who? Casemiro. In the 70th minute, Luke Shaw came in for Dalot. In the 81st minute, Elanga for Ronaldo. In the 89th minute, Maguire for Martinez. And in the 90th minute, Garnacho coming in for Anthony. Can you see the squad in depth here? The gaming channel, David, I want to hear from you.
I said on your channel earlier on that I'm gonna say I said earlier on Arsenal, Spurs have a team. They don't have a squad. I've said it for ages. United have a squad. I got laughed out of there. I think it may have been when your link went, Tony. I got laughed out of there, but that was fine. People just think. In my opinion, if you can bring the likes of Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Elanga off the bench and still have Rashford who's not there, Martial who's not there, so seriously, if people don't think that we've got a good squad, then they're talking shit.
Yeah,
I genuinely think so. Gaming channel, what do you think?
I mean, you still got Lindelof and Fred that didn't even come off the bench. So
yeah,
they're a joke.
Gaming channel, do you have anything to say to that?
I can't. I'll agree with him.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
anyway, guys, it's almost an hour and 30. I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you, Ola, for coming on. Anthony, thank you.
Thank you.
Gaming channel, thank you very much.
The gaming channel. What's your Insta handle? So yeah, I can give you a follow.
I'll link it up to you, Ola.
I'll send it to you.
I'll link it to you on Instagram. Okay, guys. Thank you for the viewers. I will be back about 6 o'clock.
Like, subscribe, and share. Please.
Like, subscribe, share, please.
Drop your comments.
Subscribe and share.
Yeah, drop your questions. Drop your comments. Anything.
And I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock with Maguire. Right, I was thinking Toby at first, Toby Maguire, and I was like, no, that's Spider-Man.
my guy.
Yeah, like me and Ryan will be here tomorrow. He's an Arsenal fan, but it's going to be a topic. We're going to be discussing the England squad. We're going
That's
to be
shocking.
discussing. We're going to be
It's
discussing
shocking.
the North and South team debate, and I may go into a bit about the Brentford and Arsenal game. But yeah, please, even though it's not all about United, please come and watch and give me questions and stuff. And we may go on a bit about United as well. But
Yeah.
that's 6 o'clock tomorrow. Me and Ryan Maguire. So thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.